school counseling is actually an educational service that is provided by the school. Well, hello, school counselors and school counselors to be. Thank you guys so much for coming to my channel, The Inspiring School Counselor. And today, you guys, we're going to be getting into another inspiring question. One of you reached out to me through my email, wanting me to answer this question. And I thought, what better way for me to address it than to do it in a video? Because maybe you are wondering the same exact thing. So I'm excited to get into this. Hopefully y'all are excited too. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So the question is it required to inform parents before talking to a student? I am aware of sending a permission slip home for group counseling, but not sure if it's also necessary to get consent if an elementary student needs to speak to the counselor. First of all, this is a very good question. And I know like the concern is really because when you're dealing with elementary school and really any student that is under the age of 18, you're dealing with just the rights that the parents have and also with the students being minors. However, there's a lot of things that you just need to consider whenever you're thinking about this question. You have different school counselors that's working in different school settings. First of all, you have charter schools, you have private schools, you have public schools. And so with that being said, you have all these different things that might require different rules and regulations, okay? I know that for some school boards and even some administrators, they require for school counselors to go out and get consent from the parents saying that it's okay for their students or their children to receive counseling services from the school counselor. I work in the public school system and I have never came across, my administrator or my school board saying that I needed to reach out to parents first before I start counseling services. So I would say the answer is no, okay? You do not, as a school counselor, have to reach out to parents in order to counsel students, okay? Because school counseling is actually an educational service that is provided by the school. So that is something that you just want to keep in mind. But however, depending on what setting that you work in, like I began to say earlier, it's just really good to still look at your school board policies, talk to your administrator or even other school counselors that might be, working with you or in your school district to kind of get their take on it. Now, there's going to be times where it will be very beneficial for you as a school counselor to reach out to the parents to let them know that you did have a counseling session with their child because of the situation, okay? And this is where you just have to depict through the situation what it is that you need to do. So let's just talk about some reasons why parents need to be informed. So think about bullying. If there is bullying that is going on, whether their child is the one doing the bullying or their child is being bullied by someone else, that you do not want to keep something like that to yourself, okay? And so you definitely want to reach out to the parents and let them know, hey, the situation occurred and this is how we're dealing with this and this is what happened and all that good stuff. And so with that being said, that'll be a reason why you would want to reach out. Also, maybe if the student brought a weapon to school, it don't even have to be an actual real weapon. It could be like a toy gun or a toy knife or something like that. You're going to want to talk to the parent. I will say this, your administrator is going to be the one to really deal with like that particular situation. But if your administrator is like my administrator, she handles, of course, if a student brings in the weapons or something like that. But however, I will follow up with an individual counseling session with that student to kind of just talk to them about, okay, what are better choices that they can make, and also to figure out, okay, why did you bring that to school? And so with that being said, I will still yet take that time out to reach out to the parents and let them know, hey, I talked to your child about this today. This is what happened. So, and the list can actually go on with why you would reach out to the parents, okay? Now, another thing I want to address is reasons why you might not can talk to some students, okay? And that's because parents sometimes will get to the point where, depending on their situation and what's going on, and maybe it's more of like a fear of their child might be saying too much, they might forbid for their student to come or for their child to come to talk to you. Okay. They might say, look, I don't want my child coming to the school counselor and having no type of individual counseling sessions or group sessions at all. And so me as a school counselor, if I got a student or parent that said that to me, then I won't do it. Okay. And actually, I ran into that situation before. It was actually when I started my first year with school, being a school counselor. And it was actually a student that parents was dealing with a divorce, and he just didn't know how to deal with it. He was having a rough time, and actually the teacher had referred the student to me. And she was letting me know he's having a rough time, and he just needs someone to talk to. So I actually ended up pulling that student, talking to him. We were just having a good time. He opened up. You could tell that he was really feeling, really good about our counseling session. And I guess he felt so good. He went home and he told his dad about it. And his dad actually ended up telling him, look, you are not going to see that counselor no more. And I don't want you talking to the counselor about the situation. And so the next day when I went to check on that student, he actually told me what dad said. And so with that being said, I actually could not do individual counseling sessions with them because still yet, I'm dealing with minors and the parents still have rights. And so with that being said, I actually ended up not doing counseling sessions with that student. However, the student still came to my room for guidance lessons. If I seen the student in the hallway, I would do check-ins with him, like just seeing how he was doing. But however, I would stay away from that situation with the divorce and everything like that. And like I said, once again, the parents sometimes can feel either fearful that their child is going to say too much, or maybe they just feel like we're being nosy, which is definitely not the case. But, parents are going to have their thoughts. And so I cannot take that personal. It's important that you don't take it personal as well. And I also actually ask a question in my needs assessments that says, like, do you want your child to receive individual counseling and group counseling? And they're able to check one or the other or both of them. And I actually have some parents that did not want them to receive any, and so they did not check nothing. And so sometimes you will run into that, especially if you do your needs assessments. So I hope that this video was able to help you guys. And you guys know, if any of you can add to anything that I said, please put it down in the comments below, because not only would I like to read it, but I know others would like to read it as well. I thank you guys so much for your time. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.